Hey everybody, what's up? We are back with another stock analysis, and today we'll be looking at quantum computing. That's the entire company name. Let me just double check here. Actually, yeah, just quantum computing. $1 billion company. Um, so the whole sector was getting annihilated yesterday and for the past couple days. Just completely destroyed. I'm not sure exactly what news will come out, but I think I'm going to cover at least one or two of them in the next couple days. So we will definitely find out. But yeah. By the way, on spring break, so the setup is a little different. Dog too is here as well, and yeah, that's about it. Let's get into quantum computing stock, not the sector, and see what's up. All right, so quantum computing engages in quantum computing, obviously. A pretty new, or I don't want to say new, relatively newly developing sector within the stock market. So, um, a lot of these companies are financially performing very, very poorly, but there is a ton of promise. Companies like Google are getting into quantum computing recently. I think Microsoft might be as well. And they're kind of helping to spearhead the development of the whole industry. So, very fascinating just group of companies that are involved in this. There's quantum computing, there's Rigetti, um, a couple others, IonQ, a bunch of these companies that are fairly small right now. They saw a huge run up over the past couple months, but they were getting destroyed. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, this is still yesterday's price. Yesterday, all of them got absolutely destroyed. So going to be interesting to see what's been going on with them recently. Hopefully, I can find out overall just what was happening or if it was just a really bad day for those companies. But anyway, market cap right now is at $1 billion. Target price is at 850. Right now we're at 730, so a little bit below. Getting into the growth summary, very positive, which I don't remember if the other ones I reviewed were this positive, but this one is, so that's pretty cool. Let's get into the chart first of all. So this is the full chart of this company. Now, one thing I will say is they went public in 2021. So realistically, we should just be looking at this. I don't know why TradingView has like stock charts for this far back when if we look on FactSet, the IPO date is July 2021. So that is what I'm going to go off of. If this is like all legit and everything, and this is where their stock price used to be on whatever exchange, then wow. But either way, we're going to ignore that. Looking at their recent history, so they went public in July 2021. You can see there was a huge run up as they were going public. So probably if you got in on that, you have been down for about 3 years almost straight now. So kind of rough. But anyway, we are looking at a massive run up over the past couple months starting in November 2024, 116%, 96%, 162%. These are massive weeks for the company, topped out right around $27 a share. Actually, let me see, exactly 27.15 per share. And since then has massively dropped. But to be fair, it's a very similar situation to like CRNC where the stock price literally used to be under $1 per share and now it's at 650. So it's very similar to a company like CRNC where this stock price used to be $3 and now it's at 950, but it was at 27 for like a couple days. So it's sort of like that where if you got in at a smart time, then you are up a ton. But for all the people that kind of caught the hype wave with it, um, a lot of them are probably down just because they didn't get out in time, which is a very common thing to happen to people. But I would expect with this company and the way that this industry is looking, that they will probably perform fairly well moving forward. As long as they can get some really solid developments and some kind of monetization of the company going. As far as I know from the last one I covered, there wasn't really a lot of revenue at all. It was almost entirely just development. But for this company, we don't have too much to go with on earnings. So we are just going to look at the big summary here. So Revenues, yeah, this is what I mean. Revenues were $62,000. Yikes, compared to 75 from a year before, so declined. Operating expense, oh my god, of 8.9 million, compared to 6.6 a year ago, primarily driven by higher employee-based expenses. So they're giving their employees more stock and paying them more, from what I could see. And other than that, just some increased depreciation. Net loss of $51 million. Oh my God. Compared to a net loss of 6.8 from the previous year. Higher loss was primarily due to, as a result of our merger with Q Photon. Oh, okay. Overall, not really any kind of performance here from the company. Obviously, there's development going on, but from a financial standpoint, there's really nothing much going on. Let's continue moving through here. So, okay, operational highlights. Advancing strategic partnerships with NASA. So, fifth task order from NASA, focusing on developing quantum technology for stuff that I'm not going to be able to explain. Quantum photonic chip foundry update. Final stage of commissioning its quantum photonic chip foundry. Construction is complete, and the company is now establishing its design kit and filling orders. Okay, so this is actually really big. Now that they are filling orders for this new product that they're developing, there should be a much larger revenue stream. We'll have to see how they were able to market that and kind of where that revenue is coming from. So it'll be very interesting to see if they can get any kind of sales growth from that. Most likely it will be fairly minimal, but best case scenario, they start seeing possibly a couple million in revenue, and then the company can kind of scale from there. But overall, that would be the best case scenario. As part of its pilot launch program, secured multiple pre-orders, and subsequent to the quarter, announced 5 purchase orders for its TFLN foundry. Remains on schedule to be operational in first quarter 2025. Okay, so it seems like currently right now, which let me check quickly when the next earnings report is. Last report date was yesterday. That would make so much more sense. Okay, so just reported earnings. Will they be good? It seems like they won't be. Just based on how the what's it called? Just based on how the stock price reacted. So, yikes! Estimated 200,000 in revenue. Earnings took a massive hit as well. So, why do we not have that available for me here? Let me just see. We don't have it yet. Nothing in 2025. Let's see about press releases. There should be something here. Okay, here we go. I don't know why they just don't put it in faster. So, nope, that's not it either. 20th of March 2025. Oh, this is the right one. Never mind. This is their fourth quarter 2024 report. Okay. So, anyway, continuing. Advancing quantum solutions to meet market needs. That's fine. Okay, so there are some specific financials, nothing too crazy. R&D expenses massively increase year over year, but we could just look at that in the financials, which is where we will go to now. So let's see. So we won't have the most up-to-date information, unfortunately, because that's just how things are going to work out here. But overall, the preliminary results are mostly in line with what we were seeing. Sales are basically nothing. Gross income went positive, shockingly. Their gross margin was positive. Net is obviously massively negative as well. And this is one of the largest negatives they have ever seen, which is not great just moving forward with the company. That's not great. Again, like I was saying earlier, this sector is so early in development and there's not really any kind of monetization going on anywhere. At least as far as I know, especially with this company, obviously. Now, they did say for quarter 1, 2025, that will be they'll be rolling out a lot more products at this time. So hopefully we see that soon. Of course, we don't really get to see it yet, unfortunately. So it just isn't here yet on FactSet. But hopefully we can see that at some point, and there will be earnings growth. But for right now, there just isn't anything crazy to actually see. Obviously, the stock has been getting pretty hammered after this report that just came out that we were just looking into. But not great for these specifically. Now, Q1 2025 will definitely be something to be really optimistic about. That's the thing here. With the stock price going down the way it is, if this reaches a fairly lower level, which it looks like it is going to open much lower today. If we go to the daily chart here, it's going to open around 650 a share, dropping down from right around 7.5. So I would be very optimistic about this upcoming report in May because huge amounts of revenue getting rolled out. They're estimating 300,000, but considering they're rolling out 2 new products that are supposed to be operational now, at least that's what I understood. Again, I'm not a quantum computing expert, so it seems like they're rolling out 2 new products that they will start shipping to customers in Q1 2025. If that like operationally is successful, I would expect them to beat their estimates fairly significantly. But if they fall short, I feel like they're going to lose a majority of their investor confidence. But anyway, moving on. Debt situation is essentially nothing, which is really cool. They are obviously losing a lot of money just through operations, but at the very least, they don't have a lot of debt at all. Excuse me. But I don't know where this cash came from. We're going to have to figure that out as we go into the cash flow. But other liabilities. It came from other liabilities. So they took out a ton of some kind of specific debt over the past year. I'm assuming they're going to do another acquisition. Let's move into the cash flows here and see what that's looking like. But overall balance sheet looks very healthy, and we don't have cash flows finalized yet. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, so anyway, talking about just analyzing the balance sheet, total current assets increased by about 76 million year over year, a huge increase also in liabilities. I am assuming that there was some kind of a debt issuance or selling off their equity, which actually we can see here. Okay, so most likely equity sales, they went from 93 million shares to 108 million. That is most likely where they got that cash from. So we don't need the cash flows. It's fine. Their negative free cash flow is probably about 3 times higher than what it is here just because of the way their net income was way, way higher. But anyway, we're going to keep moving through. Ratios, we honestly won't really get much from just because their income is negative and everything. So let's take a little bit of a trip down to transactions here and look at their mergers and acquisitions. So they said they closed the deal 2022, they had a fairly, well, not too large, but they had a merger acquisition with QPhoton. They also had another acquisition in 2023. I really think this is how the company is going to grow itself. At the very least, this is probably how they're going to get ahead in the sector. I know there's not really much information to get from here, but all you need to know is that there have been 2 purchases of other companies in the past couple of years. But let's look at geographic revenue. I'm assuming, yeah, 100% United States. Anyway, so that's all I really got for quantum computing today. Their Q5 report or Q1 2025 report is going to be massive. Seeing that they're rolling out products, that there's new things being developed, and that most of them will be operational. Like right now, they are coming into their operational capacities. It'll be massive to see how they develop in their next report. Definitely a good one to pay attention to. If this stock price continues to go lower, possibly even below the $4 range before this next earnings report, I would say highly speculative, but I think it will be a very positive report. Obviously, the last one they had was enormous, the one that they just reported was very rough, and they're most likely going to continue to see a lot of pain from that. But the one before that caused a explosion in their stock price of essentially 25x in their stock price within just a couple months, maybe like 2 months. So if they see another good report with any any kind of substantial growth and development, I think they will probably just blow up again. It wouldn't shock me. So definitely pay attention to that May report. That's all I got today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see everybody in the next video.